the attitude of this team. What is the attitude leading into this season? Because obviously you guys were at the top of the SAC last year, but people might, because Sydney graduated, people might be underestimating you guys. How much does that motivate you? How much does this drive this team to keep the Bruins' name atop the conference?
We just use it as fuel because we know what we're capable of. We know how far we've been. We got a taste of regionals last year and what we can do to win. It's a good thing. I mean, we can really succeed, but it's just a team thing. We take it one game at a time. We focus on the little things. It's just, yeah.
What's priority number one for this team when practice begins November 11th?
Priority number one is just getting the little things together, building our chemistry, knowing each other's roles, knowing how each other play, so we can just succeed on court and just have that same flow.
Appreciate it, my man. How's the recruiting going?
Yeah.
Who are you looking at? How tall? All right. All right. Easy question. Could I have you say and spell your first and last name for me?
Nick Haynes, Nick, and then Haines.
Okay. When you take a look at this Northrop team, what is it that stands out to you about what the Bruins have coming back this season? I think is 8 of 11 top players coming back?
Yep, 8 of 11. I think we got 6 seniors winning that sectional championship and making it to regionals last year. We just got a lot of experience under our belt, so it feels good having those returning players.
What's the biggest thing that you can learn from last year of making that run to regionals and being atop the SAC all season?
Really just playing together. After a while, the chemistry just starts to come together, so it's kind of either you have that or you don't, and we really developed that last year, so it feels good going into this year having that.
You guys had the most dominant big man in the SAC last year. Obviously, Sydney graduates. How does that change the dynamic of what you guys do offensively, defensively, and change or not change what you guys do on both sides of the court?
Yeah, he was a good player. He had such an impact on the game. He made the game easier for a lot of people. But it's a team game, so we gotta go out, play together, and play hard, and just use our speed this year to the best of our ability. So it definitely changes the game, but we gotta make adjustments on offense and defense for that.
Do you feel like because of his graduation and the 3 guys that did graduate that maybe people are underestimating what this Northrop team could do in a given night?
I mean, we're really not worried about what anyone has to say. We're just going to take it one game at a time, and we know what we can do, so we're just going to go out and give our best effort.
In your eyes, what's the biggest key to the season?
Defense. We got to know our strengths. That is one of our strengths. So play defense, play with intensity, and get out and run. That's what we do best. So definitely play defense.
Perfect, my man.
Hey.
Yeah, I think your beard is better than mine. All right. Are you ready to rock and roll?
I'm ready, man.
Okay. Okay, Coach. Obviously, a great season for Northrop last year. Made a run into regionals. What do you think this team with 8 of 11 of your top guys coming back, what did those guys learn from last year that they can impart to this season to maybe take it a step further for the Bruins?
Watching what Carmel was able to do, those guys, they really showed what team chemistry is all about. When they were down like they were, you didn't see one of them fighting, you didn't see anybody arguing, the coaching staff didn't get too excited. And one of the things my kids mentioned in the locker room after the loss was we have to be a lot more like that. We have to be a lot more mentally tough so that when teams make runs against us, we're able to kind of deal with it, pull ourselves together as a team, and withstand that and then stop those runs. So they learned that. They got an opportunity to see that firsthand. So I think that helped them.
Sydney was obviously a dominant force offensively and defensively. How does his graduation and not having a big guy in the middle that can do what he does, how does that change or not change what you guys want to do on both sides of the basket?
I was telling somebody earlier, really we're a press and run team. So getting Sid, nothing against what he was able to do for us, he kind of took us away from doing that. And I mean, that was a good thing, don't get me wrong. But, without Sid being there, it gives us an opportunity to really be able to press teams a little bit harder. We're very athletic. We got a lot of good guard play, nice-sized kids as well. So, we'll be able to play a little bit more up-tempo where we don't have to force it inside. There'll be a little bit more dribble driving, a little bit more penetration on that end of it. But overall, defensively, and there's nothing against Sid. We were a pretty good team before he got there. So, we still saying, stand our man over there, and we feel like, we'll still be one of the better defensive teams in the conference.
When you take a look at November 11th, when you guys practice for the first time, leading up to that first game, what do you think are going to be the focal points for this team? Knowing that, a lot of the guys, as we mentioned, 8 of 11 are coming back, they know what to expect.
The good thing is, and most coaches know this, is that what I'm seeing with this team this year, they're talking more on offense. So that's a little bit different. We've always been a team that do a lot of talking on defense, Now I see us doing a lot more talking on offense. So that's one of the things that we were, preaching constantly. We have to do a better job of communicating. We have to do a better job of bringing our chemistry together. So it's going to be exciting to see how that actually works on the court. Because in practice it's easy to talk to each other. But I really would like to see if that's going to happen when we get on the court. So if we do that, it just gives us a good chance. Give us a good chance to win.
What's the key to being atop the SAC? We know it's a great basketball conference. What's the key to winning a conference championship this season for Northrop?
Just consistency, you know what I mean, and growing every game. One of the things that we found out is sometimes you can peak too early, and that's kind of what happened to us last year. We kind of caught people by surprise. Nobody really seen us coming, so we know everybody's going to kind of give us their A game when they see us coming. So if we can get consistent and accept every time somebody put a battle out there, to give us an opportunity to kind of know that, we can't take practices for granted. There's no such thing as, hey, we have an okay practice. So, the kids understand that. They're talking about that. So, we can stay consistent. We can keep practicing hard, and we just feel like, one of the things the coaches are coming, we just try to go to war with everybody. You just disregard it doesn't matter who you play. So if we can have that attitude, and work hard like that every day, we feel like we can be in every game at least. And I don't know where that'll put us in the conference, but we at least know we'll be in every game.
Appreciate it.
Hey, man, thank you. I appreciate it.